Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to one of my favorite videos to make all year long. It is the fall 2024 wearable trends. It is my favorite time for fashion, as I know it is for so many people. The layering, the knits, the colors, just everything about it is, I think, the best. Hi, if you're new, my name is Jessica. I'm a fashion, beauty, lifestyle, and travel blogger. I've done so much research for today's video. I have so much information to share with you. If you're interested in knowing more about what will be trending this fall, then this is definitely the video for you. Now, I'm not always a person who's gonna say that you should go out and incorporate every single trend from every new season, because that just is a little bit too much. But for me, I like to look at the new trends just to see if there's something that speaks to me, something that sort of inspires me a little bit to try something new that can fit into my own existing style and wardrobe. A lot of these trends you might already have in your closet, which is fantastic. Let's get right into it. First of all, let's talk color trends. And I have to say, this year is burgundy the new black? Because that's what it seems like to me. There is just so much burgundy all over the place. Not only was it just everywhere on the fall winter 2024 runways, but it's just been all over social media. And I do feel like this is a continuation of the bright red trend that was trending at the beginning of the year. It's sort of a continuation of that, which is great because actually I feel like bright red pieces can work really well with burgundy. I think those two colors together create a really interesting mix. So if you already have red and you want to incorporate burgundy, definitely feel free to try and style them together. So I think this is definitely something to throw into the mix. If you don't want to like go full on with this color, you can also think about incorporating it via your accessories. So think burgundy boots, a handbag, some like burgundy colored tights. I've seen a lot on social media. So there's just so many ways to embrace this color trend. Now, the next color that is going to be huge this fall, I would say is massive right behind burgundy, is green. Specifically this year, olive green seems to be the big green color. And green in general has been trending for a while, but we've seen a lot of olive green on the fall runways. And that's really no surprise because olive green is just, it's such a nice like neutral color. Olive just goes so well with pretty much any other color that you put it with. You really can't go wrong. Works great as a neutral base, or you could use it in a sort of monochromatic way. Now, two other versions of green that I also saw a lot on the runways were a lime green and a sage green. So if you have those green tones in your wardrobe, you definitely want to pull them out this fall winter season. Another color that will be massive this year, that's not very much like a normal color that is popular in the fall, is butter yellow. You usually think of like this pastel yellow shade and associate it more with like the spring, but no, it was all over the fall runways, especially in like cozy knits. I even saw it in some like leather pieces, which I think is really interesting because I think it can be a great way to sort of brighten up, you know, a gloomy fall or winter day with such a sunshiny shade. Brown will be massive this year. There was just brown everywhere, predominantly a really deep like espresso or chocolate brown. I may be trying to introduce this more in like brown suede jackets, which are extremely popular, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Brown boots, brown chocolate accessories, just to like incorporate the trend. Gray is yet another huge fall winter color trend. It was everywhere, especially in like suiting and separates, in outerwear, knits. I saw just so much gray being featured on the fall winter runways. And the great thing about all of these fall color trends is they work so well together. They almost are complementary and can mix and match with each other really seamlessly. So you're going to be able to incorporate all these fall color trends and even wear them at the same time if you want. Whether or not you have an office job or have ever had one, I personally haven't, but corporate inspired dressing was definitely all over the fall winter runways, especially pinstripes. And I've been seeing pinstripes trending on social media for a while now. Pinstripe blazers, trousers have just been really popular, and I always was a little bit scared to try pinstripes because it just felt like really officey and corporate to me, and I've just never worked in that world. I've never really identified with it too much, but I've seen it styled in certain ways where you sort of take something that feels like it belongs in like an office and style it in a way that feels fresh and a little bit edgy and interesting. You can definitely have fun with pinstripes even though they feel like something that's like a finance bros, you know, daily outfit. It really feels like this trend is all about styling these more corporate pieces in an unexpected way. For example, on the Prada runways, they had this like very classic looking blazer paired with like a silky slip skirt that almost looked like it was like an actual slip or almost like a nightgown, if you will. But I really loved that juxtaposition of the like ultra business-like with very relaxed and feminine. Some ways that you can incorporate this into your fall wardrobe is, of course, to shop for anything that has pinstripes. Think blazers, trousers. I just picked up this really cute pleated mini skirt in pinstripe from H&M that I cannot wait to style. So anything in a pinstripe is going to be spot on for this trend. Obviously, blazers are a no-brainer for this. We're seeing more blazers that are more on the fitted side, not as oversized and boxy as they have been in years past. Tailored pants also is a shoe-in for this. Wide leg is definitely still something that has been very popular, but I have seen a little bit more of a rise in the trend of more tailored slim leg trousers. So if you aren't a huge fan of the wide leg, you can be very happy because it seems like slim leg pants in general seem like they are creeping back in. Pencil skirts are another go-to for this look. Another way that I love to incorporate this is to look for blazer dresses, or like vest blazer dresses, if you will, which is basically the same thing, except it's like a sleeveless version of a blazer dress. This is a great alternative to wearing a suit, but that's a little bit more feminine, and I do feel like these can have some more layering potentials as well. If you're enjoying this video, maybe you want to take a second and join my YouTube channel. I really encourage you to hit that red subscribe button right down below if you would like more fun fashion content just like this. And you can always go and hang out with me over on Instagram or TikTok. I am Miss More Style on those platforms as well. Please go say hi to me on one of those and let me know you came from YouTube. I always love when my YouTube people come over and see me elsewhere. Okay, let's get back to the video. The next trend that I saw a lot of was a sort of a return to elegance or old money aesthetic. Old money aesthetic has definitely been something that people have been talking about for a couple years now for sure, but I think every season it kind of has a little bit of a different flavor, and this season it seemed like it was all about this sort of elegant lady vibe. A lot of designers seem like they took inspiration from the show Feud, the Capote and the Swans, which is on Hulu, and I have not watched it yet. It has an amazing cast and I keep meaning to watch it. It's definitely on my queue, but the costuming in that show is absolutely phenomenal, and a lot of designers have definitely obviously taken their cues from that, because you see a lot of these sort of like boat necklines, column gowns, sort of like a late 50s, 60s kind of refined elegance. Chanel obviously is going to be a brand that would lean into this. They showed a lot of tweed matching sets, as they always do. That's kind of like their signature thing. A lot of their pieces had that sort of look that harkens back to the 60s. Very demure, very cutesy, if you will. This look is very ladylike. So if you want to incorporate it into your wardrobe, you definitely want to look for tweed jackets and skirts or matching sets. That is just the ultimate ladylike sort of wardrobe vibe. If you want to go timeless, definitely go for a neutral like black, navy, cream, but you can also have some fun with color if that's your style. Pearl accessories will always be like the perfect thing to add to an outfit for this sort of elegant ladylike look. Also want to look for dresses that have like boat neck necklines or column gown style dresses, which are just basically like a sheath type of style dress. Another way to incorporate this is in your outerwear by looking for tailored coats in a luxe fabric, if you can, like wool or cashmere. Another way that you could sort of play into this trend with outerwear that is going to be, I think, pretty big is like cape coats. Those were all over the runways in so many different shows, and I feel like a cape coat just kind of like evokes that sort of retro glam femininity of this time period. A structured bag is always something that will set off an elegant ladylike look perfectly. Now, another sort of aspect of this old money trend for this fall that I saw a lot of was inspiration drawn from the English countryside, and just how you would dress if you were, you know, on a weekend in the Cotswolds, if you will, or if you had like an English countryside house, which, you know, I only aspire to have. But you kind of use your imagination with fashion, at least I do, to sort of like transport yourself to a different place or to sort of express something about yourself on any particular day. Sometimes maybe you might like the sort of traditional ladylike look of this trend. And I think Kate Middleton is the perfect example of what this looks like. Just take a look at any of her outfits that she's worn when she's in a more casual situation. It's almost like a uniform. It's like some sort of quilted jacket or like barn jacket or field jacket, sometimes they're called, with like some sort of knit underneath or blouse, usually like dark wash jeans or trouser, and then like riding boots, wellies. That's sort of like the English countryside uniform, if you will. So any of those pieces that I just mentioned are absolutely perfect to look for if you are looking to maybe incorporate this trend into your wardrobe. Tweed blazers, quilted jackets, and especially plaid, more of a traditional looking plaid. Key pieces for this, obviously a barn jacket or field jacket is like a very obvious piece to grab. I've been looking for some to link for you guys, but they are selling out everywhere. This is going to be a very popular style jacket for this year. So definitely check the links below. Another thing that you would want to look for is some flat riding boots. These are another very classic thing that I would say I would invest in a good pair of riding boots, just because, again, this is a classic piece. Some years they're a little bit more in the spotlight than other years, but it's something that you can always wear regardless of if it's like the height of trend or not. A trench coat, again, is another very key piece to this sort of vibe. It's very classic. Again, not really a trend, but it goes into this sort of trending aesthetic, if you will. And so if you don't have a good trench coat, that's another piece that I feel like could be a great time to invest in one. Yeah, the English countryside stuff definitely has a lot of really nice key like wardrobe staple pieces. They're not trendy, but right now they are on trend. The third aspect of this old money aesthetic that I think is a continuing trend from past seasons is the preppy look. This is old money, but kind of a more sporty or athletic interpretation of it. And I really love a good preppy look. Miu Miu had some really fun looks with like little mini pleated skirts paired with structured blazers and styled with knee-high socks and loafers. You know, it's kind of giving schoolgirl, a little bit edgy, but still a little bit classic at the same time, not feeling too stuffy or too much like a uniform. Even if you don't really feel like you're super preppy yourself, you can incorporate some of these separates with your own personal style to sort of make it feel like your own version, like your own remix of preppy. Key pieces for this would definitely be pleated tennis skirts. Knit sweater vests are huge for this. Maybe a white Oxford shirt and a tie, if you're feeling like being very literal about it. Varsity pieces that sort of give that sporty collegiate look, like polo shirts, polo sweaters, Letterman jackets, blazers with like a crest on them that sort of evoke sort of like that prep school sort of uniform vibe. All of those I think would be so great. And of course, plaid works in with the preppy look as well. So drawing in from that sort of English countryside look that we were talking about before, you can definitely incorporate plaid as well into a more preppy outfit and it will work seamlessly. The next trend I am modeling for you guys right now, and that is the return of leopard print. And truly, you know, in a larger sense, animal prints in general. I feel like leopard print especially has been very off trend in the last several years. It was very big, like quite a few years ago, and I really bought into it. A lot of leopard print in my wardrobe that I have really been just waiting for it to come back, because something like leopard print and animal print, you know that it's going to come back around. Fashion is very cyclical, and so because I know I love this trend, I choose to hold on to these things even when they aren't really the biggest or the most fashionable thing. So if you have leopard print in your wardrobe and you love it, rejoice. It was on so many different shows. I was kind of shocked at how much leopard print that I saw, but some other designers also showcased some tiger prints and snake prints. So if you have those prints as well, feel free to pull them out too. And you can even sort of mix and match different animal prints if you're feeling really daring. The key with that, I would say, is to try to make it so that the colors and the tones in the different prints sort of complement each other, and make sure that like one print is like the bigger one and then the other one is maybe a little bit more subtle. That way that you're not like being overpowered by all this print. Or things to look for as far as leopard print goes is to look for the more like naturally occurring colored leopard print. You don't want to go for like neon pink leopard print, stuff that looks unnatural. For the most part, it's all about just the brown tones that would naturally occur in nature. And if you want to incorporate this trend, you can do this in so many ways. They have dresses like what I'm wearing. I've seen a lot of different pants and jeans in leopard print, blouses, obviously. If you want to dip your toe into this trend, but you don't think that you really are the type of person who wants to go like full on leopard print, you could find a leopard print bag, maybe a leopard print headband or a little neck scarf, something to sort of just incorporate it in a slight way, so that it's not super in your face. One of my favorite ways to incorporate this is in statement outerwear. I've seen leopard print trench coats, leopard print jackets of different kinds. So there truly is so many different possibilities and ways that you can incorporate the leopard print trend into your fall wardrobe. Now, speaking of statement outerwear, another huge trend this year is faux fur. Faux fur was all over the fall winter runways, just as outerwear, obviously, but I saw a lot of designers using it as like the lining for like a neckline or like a cuff, or full on like dresses that weren't necessarily faux fur, but they had a kind of like fuzzy texture to them that almost gave off a faux fur looking thing. I think just pieces in general for the fall winter that have texture is something that you can look out for, but especially faux fur. And this is definitely a way to make a huge statement and just make your outfit stand out so much more, because you can find faux fur coats in so many different colors, textures, even prints. You can really have fun with this. And you can also grab a leopard one and do two trends at one time, the faux fur and the leopard. Bam. And again, just like leopard, if you don't want to commit to like a full-on huge faux fur coat, faux fur and sort of textured fuzzy accessories are definitely going to be a thing this year. So you could find maybe a bag that sort of is faux fur, and maybe incorporate that into your wardrobe rather than going full on. But I absolutely love this trend. Another trend that I feel like has been ongoing for several years is leather. Obviously, leather in the fall winter is kind of a given, but what we've seen for quite a few seasons now is designers using leather in really different and interesting ways, not just as outerwear, but as trousers or a blouse or a maxi dress or a, beautiful skirt, or even evening gowns. I mean, I have seen so many really interesting looking leather pieces on this season's runways. Whether or not you're looking for real leather or faux leather, there are so many different affordable pieces that you can snag to incorporate this into your fall wardrobe if you don't already have these pieces. I know I have quite a few at this point because the faux leather or leather trend has definitely been going strong for quite a few seasons of fall winter now. But there always are some interesting things. So definitely look out for interesting cut trousers, or maybe a top, a dress in colors that are a little bit more eye-catching and different. Speaking of leather, another trend that I think is going to be massive this fall is suede. And this really ties into our next trend, boho. And I just feel like suede jackets, even though it's just now September 1st as I'm filming this, I've seen so many suede jackets on social media already. I've been looking through like shopping different websites, and that there have been so many different suede jackets different retailers have been putting out that they are selling out pretty quick already this early in the season. So this is one piece that I really think if you are interested in maybe splurging and investing in a beautiful suede jacket, this year is the time to do it, because again, like, suede jackets are really going to be on trend, but make sure you act fast because this is definitely one of the biggest fall trends. And again, like I said, it ties into this overall fall boho trend, which Chloe was definitely the exemplary designer who really showed these beautiful boho looks. This season's version of boho features like really gorgeous, flowy, ruffly dresses and tops that are like sheer. Obviously, you could wear something underneath them because, wearing a sheer chiffon top is not really practical for regular people. But they showed these gorgeous like sheer lace ruffly tops with denim, paired with like kind of more edgy outerwear with this like leather, like liquidy leather, beautiful cape trench coats almost. I was really obsessed with this collection, if it's not coming through. It was one of my favorites. And I think this version of boho, it's a little bit more edgy, and you focus a little bit more on like one or two statement pieces and let those do the talking. The boho chic of like 10 years ago was a little bit chaotic. I think we can all look back and agree. It was like a lot going on. So I think with this, it's a little bit more of a minimalistic approach to boho, but still that sort of free spirit vibe. To style this look, I would definitely, again, look into finding a suede jacket or faux suede jacket. Even a faux suede or real suede handbag would set off a look. Ruffly, beautiful blouses and dresses that maybe are sheer, but you can layer with things underneath them. Same goes for like lace tops. More wide leg denim would definitely be perfect for this trend. And fringe. There was so much fringe on the runways that if you have anything fringe in your wardrobe, definitely pull that out because you will be right on trend. I used to love the boho chic look 10 plus years ago, so I'm really, really excited for this to be coming back in full force. This next trend is really also not a trend, but I'm talking about it like it is because it's all over the place, and it's high necklines, either in the form of a turtleneck or a funnel neck. Now, turtlenecks are a wardrobe staple in my opinion, and I don't think they're a trend, but they were all over the runways, and I think we're going to see them a lot all over social media and in street fashion, because they just are that quintessential like classic piece. Some ways that you could really incorporate this would be from getting like a thin layering turtleneck that you can layer underneath things like a button down or like a jacket, to really chunky knits with like really oversized turtlenecks. And some designers definitely took the oversized turtleneck thing to the extreme, which obviously that's not very practical, but just looking for just a big turtleneck that just feels really cozy, feel like you could curl up into it. You could kind of like almost do the thing where you like don't pull your hair out of it and your hair is just sort of like peeking out, or you just throw your hair up in a messy bun. You've got this nice big turtleneck. It's just a very cozy vibe for fall, which I really like. And then on the flip side, funnel necks are a huge trend in outerwear in particular. A lot of designers showed jackets that featured this sort of like funnel neck where it's like goes straight up and has either some sort of like button or toggle to close it off so it keeps your neck nice and warm. But this was like a very big style of jacket and coat that I saw a lot on many different collections. So definitely pull out those turtlenecks. I know you guys probably all have them, unless I know some people don't really like to wear turtlenecks because they feel claustrophobic, so maybe this trend isn't for you. But the funnel neck jacket trend I think is definitely something to look out for if you're shopping for outerwear. Now let's talk denim. If you want to update your denim wardrobe for the fall, the one thing I would say to do is to invest in a pair of dark indigo denim. That seems to be the on-trend wash for this fall winter, which I really like because it's very flattering because it's darker, but the darker indigo denim also lends itself to being dressed up a little bit easier because it just looks a little bit nicer, whereas jeans that are distressed or have like a distressed sort of wash on them, they just look like they're worn in, and that's how they're supposed to look, but they don't really lend themselves to nicer outfits, if that makes sense. Like if you wanted to wear jeans in a more formal setting and get away with it, dark indigo jeans are what you want. And they are everywhere right now. I've obviously linked quite a few pieces so you can shop them and find some options that are very affordable. But obviously with jeans, if you invest in them, you'll have them for years to come. And we all know that different washes of denim, distressed or not, they come and go. So this is the type of thing that you would want to have and then hold on to regardless of whether or not it's on trend or not. Because again, fashion is cyclical. Things like this that are classic are going to come back into being the big thing that everybody wants to wear. Denim on denim is another thing that I've still seen a lot of, just wearing like that Canadian tuxedo look. I personally have fun with that from time to time. I know not everybody really loves it, but I think there's some really fun and interesting ways that you can style denim on denim. And then as far as denim shapes go, we got to talk about it. The barrel jean. I don't know how much I like this. I've looked around. I have yet to find a pair that I actually like. I don't know if it really looks good on my body type, to be honest. I keep looking though. But basically it's a jean that is like barrel, it makes you look like a barrel shaped because they taper outwards on the outside of your legs and then they taper in sharply at your ankles. It's very interesting. I don't know how long this trend is going to last, but this is the jean to have right now. So if you really want to be on trend, you can find yourself a pair of barrel jeans, and just when you style them, treat them like wide leg pants, you know, like wear something a little bit more fitted on top because the jean itself is very voluminous. Another trend that I am so on board with is hourglass dressing. A couple years ago, it was all about everything oversized, everything boxy. But in the last year or two, we've seen a little bit more of a toning down of that and people starting to gravitate towards more fitted, tailored items that even can accentuate or give you the look of an hourglass figure. And I am so excited about this because as a person who lives in an hourglass shaped body, I never really loved the oversized stuff on myself because I felt like it just made me feel and look frumpy. And so I always do try in some way to emphasize my waist in any outfit because I feel like that's what makes me personally look my best. It's what makes me feel the most confident. So for this to be now the trend, I am so happy. And I have seen so many just stunning blazers especially, and outerwear also, that these designers have put out that just are tailored in at the waist and they are so beautiful. And while I haven't really been able to find a whole lot of affordable versions of that, I mean, I found a couple sort of mid-priced ones here and there, a way that you can sort of create this look with maybe blazers that you already have, maybe those oversized ones that you bought a couple years ago, is to just put a belt over the blazer. This is something that I've seen a lot lately, people belting a lot of things at the waist to sort of give that sort of emphasis to your waistline. I've seen really wide belts to even more thinner ones. I don't think the belt really matters. Just work with whatever you have, or maybe look for something new if you'd like. But belting dresses, belting a blazer or your outerwear is definitely a way to sort of get this sort of hourglass look, even if you can't quite find specific pieces that are made tailored exactly that way. Earrings were my grandmother's, and they are definitely on trend this fall season, but we're not going to get into that now. We're going to save it because I have an upcoming video about accessories trends for fall 2024, so definitely hit that red subscribe button if you'd like to watch that. It will be coming up very, very soon. While you're here, you might want to check out this Walmart video. I have some really affordable fall fashion finds from Walmart here that you really will not believe are from Walmart, so go check that out. When my accessories video is ready, I'll have it down here for you. I'll see you on one of these two videos, and if not, I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.